All right, good morning, everyone in Asia, and good evening for those in the continental United States and Canada. So this is the Kingly Way live stream, and my name is King. So before I bring my special guest on, I'm going to give a quick report what's going on here in South Korea. So the metro city of Seoul is on level 3. That means schools like academies, 10 or over has to do online classes. 10 and under can still commence with classes. Now, coffee shops, I heard 2 different stories. You can do takeout but not stay, depending on which region of Seoul you're in. And for restaurants in Seoul, it must be closed at 9 p.m. Now, in my city of Daejeon, it can be open till midnight. So we're at level 2.5 in Daejeon, but in Seoul they're in level 3. So that ordinance goes till September the 6th. So we'll see what happens after September the 6th. All right, I got some little sad news here because I had one of my guests, if some of you subs that have been with me this whole time, Luna, her brother just passed away, so she has to now go back to New Zealand, and she has to quarantine at her cost for 14 days. So she has to be quarantined without even being able to do anything. So my prayers out to her, and sorry for your loss, Luna. I hope everything was okay, and have a safe trip, and we'll see you again when you come back to Daejeon. All right, so for today, yes, I'm really excited about this interview and this guest, and some of them know him. Of course, I'm not trying to make this a beer commercial, but we had Mr. Bud Brown. This Bud's for you. So here comes Mr. Bud Brown. So here we go. I got a Bud for you. Let me push the right button. And there you are. I'm going to put the screen up.
Hi, King. Hey, I don't know if it's just me or your audio is kind of coming and going. I don't know if everybody else is getting that or not. But
testing,
kind of
1, 2, 3.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So maybe when you're on your well, yeah, I better. No.
There we go.
But anyway, yeah, sounds good now. Yeah, and my
testing.
microphone, everything's okay.
Okay, yeah, yours is good.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So for anyone new, you want to tell anyone who you are and what have you been doing?
Yeah, I think there's like 3 people out there that don't know who I am. So for their sake, I'll give a quick review. Well, my name is Bud Brown, of course, and I'm originally from California. I was born and raised in Central California, farming area there. And when I joined the Navy, I was sent to the Philippines. And so in the Philippines, I had a maid helper, and she was so ornery that I fell in love with her because I loved her personality. And we got married, and then almost 50 years later, we're still married. So that's a long story short. Once I got into teaching when I went back out of the Navy, and I taught in the California public schools for 20 years. So after that enjoyment started wearing real thin, I started looking for places that I knew I thought that I would want to retire. And since my wife is from the Philippines, I really had a great time there. Actually, King, she wasn't too keen on coming to the Philippines. She had a good life. She was spoiled in the States.
Yeah.
So I said, let's go back to the Philippines. It'd be cheap to live, beautiful country, beautiful people. I like it here. So actually, when I retired, we moved to Mexico because when I was in high school, my folks sent me to Mexico to learn Spanish. So I lived with the family there for a few months and started picking up the language. And so I told myself, when I retire, this is before I got married. I was thinking I'd like to retire here in Mexico.
Mm.
So Gloria wasn't so keen on moving to the Philippines, so I said, okay, let's go to Mexico.
Oh, wow.
So we lived there 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And by the way, where in Central California were you from?
Well, usually, when people say where they're from, because it's such a little old bitty town, I start off with the big thing like California, and then they say, was it between San Francisco or Los Angeles? No, right in the middle between Fresno and Bakersfield. And then if they can recognize that, then I'll tell them the little old bitty town that I'm from.
Yeah. Because I know Central Cal real well because I went to Cal State Bakersfield. I graduated from Baker.
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
I went to Cal State Fresno. So
Oh,
there
okay.
you go. So
Yeah.
I'll just tell you, Tulare is where I'm from.
Oh, that's right in the middle with Hanford, Lemoore. Yeah.
Oh, man, you do know it.
Yeah, no Central Cal.
Well,
And
the respectometer went up quite a bit there, King, when you told me that.
yeah. And they got the Eagle Mountain Casino.
Yeah, oh man, Gloria. The Filipinos, they love those casinos. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Yeah. So you went to Cal State Bakersfield.
Yes.
Well, home of Merle Haggard and Buck Owens.
Yes. The streets of Bakersfield.
There you go.
Yep.
Isn't that something?
Yep.
Well,
Oildale, Buck Owens Palace right
there
there
you go.
off the 99.
Crystal Palace. Yeah, I've been there a couple times. Isn't that something? Here we are, around the world, and then even in different countries, and yet I'm finding this out about you. That's pretty cool. Well, I'll just tell you this also, since you're familiar with the Valley. Even though I was born and raised in Tulare, I taught school in Porterville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And usually they say, when I was in Tulare, Porterville, that's up the hill there, which 20 minutes away. So that's where I taught school. Yeah.
Okay. Some of my classmates lived in Porterville at Cal State Bakersfield. So they commuted.
Isn't that something? That's a small world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeffrey. Hey, good morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah. And his daughter is here in Korea, just arrived, went through quarantine. She's teaching public school here starting right now as we speak.
Jeffrey's daughter?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Isn't that something?
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I'm interested to know. And here's Tom. He's here in the same town with me.
Oh, Tom. Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Yeah. Yep. And
boy.
And there's a youngster, Johnny. I didn't know he was really young.
Keep our language clean. Hey, I don't see comments. Am I supposed to click a button to see comments?
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, since I'm the host, I have to click, but you could still see them on if you're.
That's what I mean. I didn't see any at all, but no, I don't want
to. Yeah. So Johnny, hello, welcome.
Hey, Johnny, hi.
Yeah. So okay. So Tom was on my live stream like I think a week ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're all giving each other the interaction. Hello.
Yeah. So this is kind of like a little get together in a room.
Yeah.
You may have a guest, but the other people can just still chit chat.
Oh yeah, they can.
Company.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing about this live stream. They all can interact with each other. So no problem at all. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Thomas wants to join you in the Philippines there. So that's where he wants to go.
Come on over. Well, right now, not a good time because of quarantine. I go to any place, Well, I was told that people that come into Manila have to quarantine for 2 weeks. But, one thing I've noticed that I'm not so up to date on what's going on. I kind of like have my little routine, and get up and do my thing, go and have coffee and this and that. And I come home and I do videos, this and that. I'm not that aware of what's going on in the world. So,
Yeah. We could leave that up to Gio and Ricky to do that.
Yeah, let him do that. Yeah. Hey, Thomas, do you go by Tom or Thomas? Do you know?
Usually both, but I usually say Tom.
Okay. Well, he says I've got a Hemi-powered tuk-tuk. So my little tuk-tuk, the real sound is horrible. Sound like a sewing machine. Ticka, 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 ticka. So when I put it on the video, I go find sound effects of a big old Harley or a Hemi and then put a
Yep, so, I remember. I saw you put the effects on it. I was laughing. Or, I don't know what we call it, the big blue derby.
Yeah. Well, we had curtains in that thing, and I liked them, and Gloria liked them. But man, I got a lot of flack from people. Oh, that's dangerous and doesn't do blah, blah, blah. And so we succumbed to public pressure, and we took down the curtains. But I did notice that it's easier to look around and see there's no blind spots without the curtains on it. So anyway, we have.
Okay, yeah, as long as you can cover all your tracks.
That's it. Yeah, we like that little thing.
Yeah, and so Johnny, so a lot of guys here hoping to get to the Philippines. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm not really advertising Dumaguete as much as I used to because I kind of want to, keep my little paradise to myself.
Yeah. Actually, you're my third. I think you're my third guest from Dumaguete on my live stream.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Paul and I had Vern.
Vern, yeah. I've never met Vern, but I'm sure I'll run across him.
Yeah. I was talking to Vern, or it's the crazy thing for Vern. He's not in a relationship, and the guys are like, "Why don't you have a Filipina there? It should be easy." But he's trying to just find what works for him.
Good for him.
Yeah,
that's rare, and I think that's admirable. It really is.
Yeah, and and in time he'll find whatever he's looking for. There's no rush.
Exactly. Well said. Yeah. In time, it'll come. I believe in letting the universe take care. No rush. Like if it turns out where even this interview here, if it was a lot of strain to try to get it together and things are just not working out, I just say, no, it's not, the stars are not lining up. We'll just do it another time. Yeah. But when things, line up and then it turns out okay. So that's kind of my philosophy.
Yeah. And I really like what he puts out there. Like he's doing more stuff with even locals and interacting with locals.
You're talking about Vern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been watching his videos. So I've really enjoyed some of his stuff. Yep. Johnny's like, can't wait for you. But you're here.
Yeah. When's Bud Brown going to come on?
Yeah.
Get that clown off.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep. All right.
Oh, he knows my love story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's, if I could take a couple minutes to talk about that, when I know I had a brief version earlier. I fell in love with my my housekeeper, but Gloria, she had a real rough childhood, and she had at those days they didn't know what dyslexia was. Dyslexia, the words and the letters are like all jumbled, and it's hard to read. But it's a learning disability. It's not like a intelligence thing. It's just your eyes are not receiving and decoding so consequently her family just put her down bad. You're just lazy, you're stupid, you don't want to learn. And after a while she said, I hate school. And you don't blame her, and so she was what they call rebelde, rebellious.
Yeah.
And a lot of times here in the Philippines, uh, it's not unusual. A kid who's rebellious, kind of doesn't get along with everybody, kind of like the black sheep, they'll
Yeah.
send them to another family to raise. And so Glory went with her uncle, but he was a mean old dude, and he abused her, and she just, oh my gosh, it was, and she's saying, what did I do to deserve this? Finally, she could, after like 2 years of just abuse, physical, mental, and everything else, she took off and ran away to Manila, which a lot of the ladies or girls, 13, 14, 15, from this area, Visaya region, and I think maybe all around the world, the people from the hills and things, they come to the city hoping to get a better life. So she went to Manila and she was a housekeeper there. But those people were mean and strict too. Poor thing. Oh, I feel so sorry for her. And
Yeah.
she was in charge of taking care of the babies. Gloria, this baby's got a scratch on it. Slap, slap, slap. Finally, one of her other helper friends, or they call them housemaids, said, you ought to go. There's a American Navy base, a couple hours. You got to go wash the clothes for the sailors there. They're nice people. So lo and behold, I was stationed there, and then she knocked on my door, and then the story. It's about an hour-long story that Philippine TV picked up, and they did a real good job on showing what happened. So if you get a chance to see that, that's in Tagalog a lot, but
well, that's how I found you, bud.
Oh, really?
I saw the special, and I was even rewatching it last night because I have like bits and pieces of details that I still sometimes have questions about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you have questions about it, hopefully I can answer it.
Yeah.
But well, when they told me, they said we'd like to do a story. They got a phone call from the producer. Said we'd like to do a story about your meeting Glory, because it's interesting. American guy and a Filipina lady, and they've been so long together. And how did you meet? And what did your parents think? And were there cultural clashes and things like that? And so I told them on the phone, and then I thought that was the end of the interview. And then she calls back later, like a week later, and says, we have the script and like to read it to you, make sure. And I'm thinking, script? What are you talking about, script? And scene 1, Bud Brown comes to Philippines. Scene 2, and act 3, and act 2. And I went, oh my God. I'm asking our Filipino neighbors, what is she talking about? They're going to do a drama. He said, about your life. A drama? Yeah, like a TV drama. I said, I'm not going to be on TV. No way. They said, no, not you. Somebody plays you. And then I said, well, if somebody's going to play me, I want, for the young Bud Brown, I want Brad Pitt. And for the old Bud Brown, I want Sean Connery. That's who I want.
Oh my goodness.
But the fellow who did play me was very interesting.
Yeah.
His name was Ivan Dorschner, I believe.
Yeah.
His dad was German and his mom was Filipina. So he was, what they call mestizo, mixed.
Yeah.
But he was born in L.A., so he had an American accent.
Oh, wow.
So he was perfect.
Yeah. And here's another interesting name, Travis Kraft.
Travis, I know Travis. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that is not, because I used to follow Travis on his YouTube.
Right.
And I'm like, no way, that's Travis?
Well, I haven't seen him since, I think he moved back to the Philippines.
Yeah, he's back in the States, I think I remember on his last.
Well, I think that's what I mean. He was back in the States, but I think he came back to the Philippines.
Oh, he did?
I think so.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen much of his videos in the last year.
Oh, you haven't seen? Oh, okay. I haven't either.
Yeah, because I followed him, and then all of a sudden, like he dropped off the face of the earth, or I got busy with
Yeah.
other bloggers.
No, yeah, he did. He kind of faded away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, the reason that I know him, when I first got here, I tried it. I mean, I speak English too good. I tried to practice my Tagalog, right? So I wouldn't. I'm a lot more fluent now. But then I made a little video, and I mispronounced a word. And the word for ice cream is sorbetes with an S.
Yeah.
And I said sorbete. And then
Okay.
Philippine TV picked it up, and the theme was all these people mispronouncing Tagalog, all these foreigners trying to speak Tagalog, but they don't know what they're doing. That was kind of, let's make fun of the foreigner.
Wow.
that was the theme. And I thought, oh my God. And Travis was on there because he speaks Tagalog, but he's got a real strong American accent. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why he was on there. And then so I contacted him, and that's how we communicated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yep, the weather. Oh, here's Aztec. He's from Australia.
Down under.
Yeah.
I like Aussies. You know,
Yeah.
Aussies have got such great expressions.
Yeah.
Ah.
I always forget that Mel Gibson is still an Australian.
Yeah. Oh, he's saying your voice is garbled. I wonder. It sounds good to me, but it was garbled before when you first started.
Yeah, it's probably from before. So yeah, Aztec's talking about me like, King, get it together. So
I wonder if that's right now. Fix for before again. Okay, so it was before. It was
this was about 20 minutes ago. So hopefully it should be better right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Audio is breaking.
Well, why don't you ask people right now how does it sound? So,
yeah, let me know if it's not coming. That's why I moved the mic back. So,
or I could ask them.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
well, right now it sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah, they think I'm swimming in my. Yeah. I think I know why. Because if someone's taking a shower or using a bathroom, sometimes I could even hear the water sometimes. The microphone's that sensitive.
Wow. Well, before I came on, it was off and on, pretty garbled. But now, to me, it's perfect. Yeah.
So, yeah, usually I always be testing my audio. Yep. Yeah, and Luna was my guest. So, yeah, she just lost her brother, and she's from New Zealand.
Oh, Kiwi. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Johnny Knitbaum. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully my mic is not cutting out now. So we'll see. So because I noticed these comments were from 11 or 20 minutes ago. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I'm getting cold here. I'm lowering to my AC a little bit, or higher my AC, so it'll shut off.
Hey, you're not getting any sympathy from me, King, talking about getting too cold. Yeah, you really got problems there getting too cold.
Yeah.
Okay, good now.
Yeah, okay. Everyone's good.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. When this bud's for you. Yeah.
Yeah, this bud's for you.
There you go.
When I was a little kid, they said, do you know how to make buds? No. How to make Bud wiser? No. Send him to school. Make Bud wiser.
Yeah.
Budweiser.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't funny then either, so it's not.
Yeah. It's more. Yeah.
Hey, Nedban.
Yep. Okay, good. Yeah.
George. Okay. Bud who? I don't know any Bud.
Yeah.
Bud Brown and King. Jeffrey. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Scott. Dumaguete. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Oh,
but I would discourage any ornery people not to come here because the snakes and the poisonous spiders, the terrorists, they'll get you if you come here. So the only ones that are welcome here is the ones that are well behaved, like King.
Yeah.
I should say, where are you? Oh, there you go. King.
Yeah, right there. 6 years. Yeah. So they're answering your question. How long you been in Dumaguete?
Ah, good. Yeah, we've been here going on 6 years. Before here, we were in Dumaguete, which is a little podunk village on Cebu Island. But we kept coming over here to Dumaguete. It's like an hour. Go across the ferry. And so when we when we first got to the Philippines, we were in Cebu. We came down to Dumaguete, and we stayed there for about 3 years. But it was so. I thought to myself, simple life. I don't need modern conveniences, this and that. So in theory, that sounds good, but in reality, hey, I need to go to the ATM. No ATM here. It's an hour away, car or Dumaguete. So it started becoming a little bit of a hassle. And then my mom was in poor health, so Gloria and I moved back to California for a year, took care of my mom. And then she passed away, so we said, got to go back to the Philippines. I said, let's just go straight to Dumaguete. You know what? Why go to Dumaguete and then travel 2 or 3 times a week to Dumaguete? Just go straight there. So that's what we did. Yeah. So now we've been here about 6 years. Yeah.
Because you still got the most of your still modern things you need to get done.
Right. Yeah. There's certain things that it's just especially when you're younger. I mean, you could probably live under a bridge if you wanted to, but these days, you a little more comfort, and it's worth. And if you can afford it, fine. And I just, that's another thing. People are asking me, how much does it cost to live, in the Philippines? Of course, I've only been to 2 places, really. I've only been to Dumaguete and Dumaguete. I haven't been. I go to Manila to get on the airplane, to travel out. I've been to Cebu also just for the airport. But I've never spent time in other islands and anything, so I don't know. But I'll say people that have traveled around all over the Philippines, when they come to Dumaguete, they say, man, this is hard to beat. This is one of the better places I've been. So I'll take their word for it.
Yeah. And of course, when I came and, visited Dumaguete twice, wow, I've never seen so many foreign expats right there on Boardwalk.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah. That's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
A lot of expats are coming here. And like I say, if they behave, it's fine, respectful, obey the rules or respect the non-rules. But, just generally be a good person. Don't come with, in my country, we do it this way. And so, and there are not that many. There's some, but not that many. But most people, unlike myself, stay under the radar and just live a quiet, simple life outside the city. They got their home and their wife and maybe children, and they're just quietly living their life. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And before I came and visited, I didn't realize some of the people that I knew for even my online teaching gig and they lived in Dumaguete, and they're giving me advice where to go to get internet or go to working places.
Yeah. Well, even Gio, I didn't really know him, but I saw a title on one of his videos that said 7 reasons or several reasons why I am not going to stay in Dumaguete. And I said to myself, I'd like to see this. And, he had some pretty good points because he's a younger man like yourself. Yeah. And so there's certain things that younger people prefer, older people prefer, and he pointed out some of those things. And I thought, okay. So, and he didn't do it in a real negative, Filipino bashing way. So he did it in a way that I thought, okay. I understand. But for me, this is the place.
Yep. Oh, okay. This is my buddy Paul, because
Hey,
he's
Paul.
from California in the
All
San Fernando
right.
Valley. Yeah. So yeah, it's an honor to finally meet Sir Bud. He said he reminds you of Mr. Rogers.
I've heard that a few times.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. San Fernando Valley. That's when I say, of course, I'm from, as you know, the San Joaquin Valley. So when I say
yeah.
the valley, and if I'm anywhere near LA, they always assume that when you say
Yeah.
the valley,
Yeah.
it's San Fernando Valley.
Yeah. Okay. So because I saw Subic Bay in the the show. So,
Well,
but
that was one thing, and I'm glad you brought that up because that was one thing that wasn't so accurate.
yeah.
I was in the Navy, that's for sure, 4 years, but I was never on a ship, never.
Yeah.
And that uniform looked like pajamas, and so I had a lot of guys in the Navy say, "What kind of Navy are you?" I don't know, funky looking, outfit. I said, "No, that's just for for the show." Uh, I flew into must have been Manila, and then I flew to Subic Bay, and then I traveled up about 1 hour to where I was stationed. So it in the movie they just want to simplify everything, and it was a 71.
Yeah.
So that's where I was stationed. I did go down to Subic about an hour just to meet my. That's another story altogether. My brother was on a ship. His ship
Oh.
pulled in to Subic, and I was stationed, I was stationed over here an hour away. So we made contact to meet in Subic. So
Okay.
that was really the only time I went to Subic. Of course, he was a hardcore sailor, been in over 20 to like 25 years. He knew had a girl in every port. No,
Well,
and I was just like an innocent. And I broke all the rules, because I didn't know you're not supposed to go by yourself,
yeah.
and you're not supposed to, uh, uh, well, go in these bars. The girls that work in the bars, they just want your money and this and that. And I thought they were trying to be friendly. I was so naive. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
But yeah, so I was in Subic Bay, but I wasn't stationed there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fresno, Bakersfield. There you go.
Yep. Nippon knows. Yeah. Nippon's in California. I think he's up to Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's still part of
Yep.
the Big Valley.
Aztec. Love you, Aztec. Yep.
Wow. Well, normally Tulare is people only stop there on their way to Yosemite
Yeah.
because although I have to admit we do have our claim to fame, Bob Mathias, twice decathlon champion from Tulare.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
but
good. Yep. Yep. And I've been to Tulare a couple of times too.
yeah.
So,
Well, people that don't know about it and they just read the name, they'll say Tulare. Oh,
oh yeah.
you're from Tulare, not Tulare,
Yeah.
Tulare.
Yeah. Yeah. And because I had a classmate at Cal State Bakersfield that commuted to Tulare.
Okay, there you go. 1 hour.
Yeah. So he was
Jeffrey's a
like,
past teacher also. All right. Once a
yeah.
teacher, always a teacher.
Yeah, we got a lot of educators here at times. So, oh, Zane, how's it going? Yep,
Hey,
and
Dane.
yeah, we're doing good. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah, this is a hoot. It's fun.
Yep, yep. Let's see.
7th grade geography. Oh, the respectometer. 7th grade. I
Yep.
taught sixth grade most of the time, and they were just starting to fill their oats, But and then I substituted a year or two, a couple of years, 7th grade. Oh man, they were talking about feeling their own, but their body and their mind, it's all changing and this and that. So I have a lot of respect for middle school teachers, 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah. Or what's the joke? They get abducted by aliens.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And then maybe by high school they get out of it.
Yeah. In high school they start to come out of.
Yeah.
Is Bud at Tom and Tom's or Bo's? Well, that's a good question, actually. I started off at Bo's because that was the only thing here in Dumaguete. And then Tom and Tom's. Now, here's the thing. These are like, what's the main coffee shop?
Starbucks.
Starbucks, yeah. They're like Starbucks, coffee or look-alike kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there was no Starbucks, but there was a Bo's. So I like Bo's. Nice atmosphere and coffee, and of course, naturally, kind of expensive. But then right next door, I don't know if when you were there or not. Here's Bo's. Here's Tom and Tom's. 2 big coffee shops right next door. And so I thought, no, I don't know about that Tom and Tom. I'm not that familiar with it. Well, Bo's was under construction for a year. It was remodeling. And so I went into Tom and Tom's, and then I became friends with the employees there, and I got a little spot in the back, which I like, nice wall behind me so nobody can attack me from behind, a plug-in, Wi-Fi, aircon, all the things that I want in a restaurant. So now I have to say that I'm a Tom and Tom's fella. So
yeah.
They call it Suki, means like loyal customer, Suki.
Okay. Do you know which country Tom and Tom's is from?
No. I assume it's no, really?
Yeah, it's Korea.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Because we got like 5 of them in Koreatown, Los Angeles.
There you go. Well, it's interesting. This may not have anything to do with it, but right next to Tom and Tom's, they just opened a big Korean restaurant.
Oh, I remember seeing something there. I don't know if it's the same one.
Has it been a year since you've been here?
I was there this year. I was there in January.
Oh, okay. Because I think it's been open just about 6 or 7 months. Not too much. Yeah. But I wonder if that has anything to do with the ownership or, now that you mentioned it. No, I didn't know that.
And you know the Fun Bar Cafe right on the boardwalk?
Fun Bar?
Yes, it's a place where a lot of young college students goes. Ricky did a video there. Paul interviewed me there. It's a lot of young students from like Silliman College.
Really?
And they congregate there. It's owned by a Korean guy.
Okay.
Because it's like a Korean study room cafe. You can go up and sleep and read a book.
Hey, I can go for that.
Yeah. And and some of those Silliman College students, some of their families, what I heard, rumor is they're really wealthy. They're from Dumaguete money.
Yeah. That makes sense. I believe that.
Yeah. And the reason I was like, I looked at the way those Filipinos dress, and then they had Korean friends with them. I'm like, nah, they're coming from some well-to-do families there.
Yeah. Did you hook into or hook up, I should say, with any Korean community while you were here?
It's not really, because the thing about Korean society, we don't do small talk, and I'm probably one of the rarest Korean guys in Philippines.
What do you mean? It's not business only. Is that what you're saying?
No, just in general. That's why I love the Philippines a lot, because I can just go up and talk to anybody I want. In Korea, even if I speak Korean, they're gonna look at me like, "Who the hell are you?"
Yeah, I don't know you. Isn't that
Yeah.
something? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So usually if Koreans come talk to me, that's how I develop the friendships or I go to a language exchange.
Well, that's interesting. Man,
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah. So, but if if you're able, like in America, it's a little different because the Koreans in America are different from Korea. Sometimes you could do small talk because they could actually be a fellow Korean American or a Korean that's
Oh,
lived in America for 20 years. So they're Americanized.
right. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like my wife, she was in in the States for 40 years. She's like a foreigner like myself, you know. I'll
Yeah.
ask you, hey, honey, what are they doing this for? I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask somebody.
Yeah.
2 nights in a
Oh,
row. Oh,
yeah. I've been live streaming all week. So, Daniel, thank you for coming again. So, yep. There he is, the
hey,
man, the myth.
Daniel, my
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your kind words.
Yeah. And he's in Arizona.
Ah,
Yeah.
I like Arizona. It's hot, but I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I blocked you. You're my only subscriber.
I block you, but
Yeah. Because, yeah, because like when I have some guests, I go, do they all have a channel? I say, no, not everyone is a blogger. They're
right,
just
yeah, yeah,
subs, just hanging out, having fun.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, you
yeah.
bet.
So they're having these fun conversations. Yep. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
And I
I
met,
think. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of down under, when I one of the first times that I met an Aussie, we lived in this neighborhood, and he lived just a couple blocks down, and I wasn't feeling very well that couple of days, and he was walking by doing his morning walk, and I said, "Good morning," of course, good day, and then he said something, and I said, "What? What did you say?" He said, "I was just asking if you're feeling better." I said, "No, but what was the words that you said exactly?" He said, "I said, are you crook?" I go, "What?" Yeah, I mean, are you still sick? Are you not feeling well?
Yeah.
So that was my new word, crook. I love it. Are you
Yep.
crook? Still
Yeah.
crook?
Yep. And Scott, welcome.
Hey,
So,
Scott.
yep. From Indiana.
Like your tuk-tuk. Scared me a
Yeah.
little when you speed. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's just too boring when I'm just putting along. So I got to speed it up to kind of, make it a little more exciting.
Yeah. Oh, here, Tom has a question for you.
Hey, hey, bud, how come they didn't do any work on that house until you showed up? I think I gave out the wrong impression, and I'm glad that I got a chance to clear that up. The Orvin, the owner, said that he hadn't been in the Philippines for 4 years. Well, somehow I gave across the impression that they had started working 4 years ago, but they only started working on his house last month. So they're doing progress as they should do. He hasn't been here in the Philippines 4 years, but they just started working on his house, which what was the plan last month, July, I believe. Well, it's September now, but July they started working on it. So
Okay.
the bottom line is they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. There was no hanky panky. Of course, I made the movie kind of a little bit scary, like, oh no, he hadn't been here 4 years. This old house, is that his house? Oh, this old house, is that his house? And when when I finally came to the house, it's a huge house. And he's very happy. So, that's the bottom line. The owner is very happy with the progress of the house. And I was just there, I think I just uploaded yesterday or the day before, and he's happy with the progress. And so it's my fault that I implied that after 4 years work. They only did like 1 month's work, but no, he's happy with it. So everything is going as planned. So get
Okay.
that straight. Yeah.
All right. That works out good. Oh, Daniel, you being recovered from kicked out of Mike's channel. Yeah. Mike is a Thai blogger, live my ass off. He's
Oh,
Rike's friend.
I don't know him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, yep. Let's see, Roy. Well, I have a 1 year lease going till end of July, so we'll see. But plan is to me to get to China and work with my girlfriend over there. So
That's where she's at now.
yeah, she's working at a
Oh.
university.
She's a Filipina working in China. Is that right?
Yeah, she's an
Ah.
OFW.
Okay. Now, I got to ask this. Has she
Yeah.
learned any Chinese?
Just a little bit here and there.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know me.
it's a tonal language. So
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see, Scott.
Is Glory? Yes, it is on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you go to my channel, and I'm not trying to plug my channel, but you got to go there.
Yeah.
Under the video description of any video, there's a link that says "See Our Love Story" on YouTube or on Filipino TV or something like that.
Yeah.
Click on that link, and that'll take you to the story. Yeah, it's
so,
a good story.
Yeah,
But I
it's
got to
on
warn
GMA.
you need to bring some Kleenex along, because even I'm looking at it. I'm saying, "Oh my gosh, that poor girl."
Yeah.
Oh, it's a tearjerker. Of course,
Yeah.
happy ending, of course.
Yeah. Man,
Okay, so Johnny knows.
Johnny's on top of it. Love it, Johnny. Yeah. So not the movie, but that tells a short story of life. Yeah. Man.
Well, there is a movie on also. The movie itself was on GMA, and then they put the whole movie on YouTube, fortunately. So even if you just Google Bud Brown love story, I think Mr. Google knows who I am.
Yeah. So, okay, rainy day. It was, I don't know if it's raining now. I haven't gone outside, so I got to go out later. So, yeah. Okay.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Audio's good.
Good. Yep. How you liking it? Okay, so he's asking Thomas how he's liking it here in Dayton. So Thomas,
Okay.
Okay, stuck in Florida. Good. Yeah, thank you for coming. So, yep. And I met Stuck on Florida on the other blogs in Thailand. I got some of the guys that are on the Thailand bloggers that hang out there.
Ah.
So, yeah. And okay, thank you, Johnny.
Poisonous spiders. Yeah. Jumping poisonous spiders. You don't want to come to Dumaguete.
Yeah. And wow.
There you go. You got that right.
Yeah. I heard, wow, 8,000 expats in Dumaguete?
I think that's, well, unless they're really, really hidden.
Yeah.
I would say maybe 1,000, but what do I know?
Yeah. I mean, if you get away from the boardwalk, you won't, and the Robinson's malls and McDonald's, you won't see barely any.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know what we call McDonald's. The local name here is U.S. Embassy in Dumaguete.
I've heard that. I have heard that. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've seen so many videos from bloggers from McDonald's in Dumaguete. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, there's a lot more to, but psychologically, I believe it's a soft place to land for expats because it's a familiar environment.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, you can expect a Dumaguete McDonald's to be the same as an American McDonald's. I've heard it's embarrassing sometimes. Customers there, mostly from the States, but from other Western countries, that the service is not the same, and oh lordy, so and you can't change. Here's a good one. I was the other day. I don't go in there too often. I got to sit up here. I don't go there too often, but periodically I go there, and I was getting usually just a coffee, and this fellow on the right was trying to explain to the cashier there. I think she might have been supervisor. And I knew that he was not going to get his point across, but he wanted a change in the menu. He said, now I want an English muffin, but the muffin is so hard, it's hard on my teeth. Can you put a hamburger muffin on an English muffin? I mean, on a, what's it called? McMuffin sound? Is that McMuffin? Egg McMuffin. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Egg McMuffin. I want an egg McMuffin, but I would like to have a hamburger bun on it. and here's mine. Hey, what's wrong with that? That's easy to do. And so he was going back and forth. She said, "Do you want an egg McMuffin or do you want a hamburger?" And then, then he goes through it. And I'm saying to myself, this is not going to. So finally, I think she just, okay, yes, or whatever. And then so I go sit down. He comes and he sees me looking at him. I think when she left, I said to him, I said, they're trained, a certain way to do things just this way and that way. And so anytime you want to change something, it's hard. And so when I went and sat down, about 5 minutes later, he came, he said, you'll never guess what I got. I said, you probably got an English muffin English muffin, or no.
Egg McMuffin?
Egg McMuffin. I said, you probably got an egg McMuffin. With the muffin. He said, that's exactly what I got. But I wanted to.
No, not going to happen.
I mean, you could buy a hamburger and an egg McMuffin and then you change them if you want. But, it's all part of the package. And I had a comment the other day, said, oh, I feel so sorry for you. You have to heat your water because this place where we are now, it doesn't have a water heater. And so what? We heat the water. So what? I said, he said, a person your age, you shouldn't have to blah, blah, blah. But it's all part of the package, King. Here's a package, living in the Philippines. All kinds of good stuff, but there's things that's not so modern. So do you want the whole package? Or if it's not worth it, then this is not the place for you. But to me, it is worth it. So I have to heat water. So what?
Yeah. Or you can go to a condo.
Yeah. Oh, there are places that have, but we're paying what, 200, about 200, I don't know, about $250, something like that, or not even that much for this place. It's a nice place, got land, so so you have your priorities, and same thing where you are. I'm sure there's different price levels for what you get, what you want, what's your priority.
Yeah. And it's like this. Yeah, we got the modern first world country here, but then if you want something from the Philippines, nice, relaxed, friendly culture, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And you could still get along here in Korea, because if I didn't like being here, I wouldn't be here,
Right, exactly. Sure. Yeah. Well, I've always thought and still believe that you go where you feel comfortable. And and I've told people this too, even though I love it here, I've been here total about 9 years, but Gloria and I mean, we're renting, we're never going to buy because we like the freedom of moving along. And if it ever comes down to it's not so comfortable for us here, either we're not wanted or we're not welcome or we just don't like it. Okay, just move on down the road, go to another country or whatever. So I think that's what you have to be flexible in your life. You have to when you're young, you can put up with a lot of crap. You don't have to. But when you get older, like my age, hey, I don't need this. I got an income already. And so you work hard when you're young and then you relax and do what you want when you get older. So
And what do you think about Scott? The more, the better.
The more what?
More expats in Dumaguete, I
Oh,
say.
oh. Well, now for me, the I'm not in. I'm not really that sociable. All of my life is an open book online. I spend a lot of time by myself, and I'm self entertaining. You know, so I can get around. I visit periodically expats, but let's don't get carried away here.
Yeah. And so Tom is saying that you have the real trophy wife.
Yeah, yeah. She's still with me for 50 years. That's true. Yeah. So I can't even believe it myself. But um, here's the thing. Somebody asked me, what's the secret to your long and happy marriage? And when Gloria and I get up, we'll have our cup of coffee. We'll sit before we take off. We'll sit on the couch and just chit chat a little bit. What are you going to do today? And, you got any plans? You got any interviews? You got any video, this or that? And the other day we had a topic on making a good marriage. And I said, when people ask me, I say, well, it takes compromise. It takes flexibility. You have to try to understand. It takes, of course, a lot of love and whatever that is. And then get along, have fun. So I named off all of these I thought was pretty good traits, right? And I said, what do you tell people when they ask you what's your secret to a long and happy marriage? She said, we got lucky. That was it. Yeah, maybe you got a point there. You got lucky.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And so Nippon saying, so out of 8,000 expats in Dumaguete, about a quarter of them are all bloggers.
Yeah, make that big money.
Yeah. It does kind of feel that way in a way, because I see so many Dumaguete videos.
Really? I kind of, like I said, I kind of keep my head down and focused, and I didn't really realize that. But there are a lot from Dumaguete, really?
Yeah. I mean, I could name, there's this guy, Mark. Every man has a story. Paul's Asian Adventure,
Yeah, and the old dog and Jill.
Yeah, old dog. And then Geo's and old dog's girlfriends even have channels. So it's like, wow, I have so much. It's like it is a lot of information overload at times. So
yeah. That's why on mine, people are talking about content. What kind of content? You're going to run out of content. I said, my content is I get up in the morning, come home, and then when I, kick the bucket, then I won't have any more content. But until then, the only thing is I'm always a little bit nervous that it's kind of boring for some people. So that's why I kind of use theatrical enhancements, speed up this. And every time I had to take a cup of coffee, I'll add a slurping, sound effect. I wonder what Bud's wife is doing now. She said she don't think she'd be alive if they don't marry, because her lifestyle was unbearable. I don't blame her, as far as, of course, you never know. Suicide is not, it's a permanent answer. You never know what the future holds. But then her from being little and even growing up and being a teenager and being a young woman, it was just, and it seemed like it was beyond her control. She didn't do anything to deserve that.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to something, like when you decide to come to the Philippines. You mentioned like Gloria wanted to move away from family that you stated before.
Right. Because of that abusive situation, one of her main requirements, speak, one island away from her family. She didn't want to get a hold of her family at all because she had a bad experience. But fortunately, uh, well, when the movie came out, then Ate Gloria is alive and she's in Dumaguete and da da da. And so we started getting a lot of calls. But you never know how sincere the people that want to meet you. They have ulterior motives, or they just really want to meet. And the Filipino family, Glory was the oldest, and so normally it's assumed that the older one will sacrifice for the younger ones. So when Ate Gloria, who came back from America after 40 years, all the problems are going to be solved. All the bills will be paid. So, but fortunately, she had one cousin there. They had never met, but they knew about each other. And the cousin has a resort and is doing well financially. So she didn't, she had no reason to try to get Gloria's money. She just wanted to meet her cousin. And they made phone contact and got along really well. I mean, the chemistry was really, so they're laughing and joking, having a great time. So she was really glad that she did meet her.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And of course, some people don't know. Sometimes within the Filipino culture, the crab mentality.
Yeah.
So sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Thank you to all the people that I crawled over to get to the top.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Jim. Okay. You should have seen Olongapo back in the day, Express galore. And I'm not talking about the sailors, Aussies, German, and Nordic, etc. Wow. So this was what, back in the 70s?
Must have been, because Olongapo is the big city of Subic Bay. The ships all come in.
Yeah.
Oh, now wait a minute. After they closed the base, I'd heard that Olongapo redeveloped into supposedly a good place for expats to come. That used to be, and used to be stationed there, but they want to come back, and so they said they have nice big apartments and cater to the expats there. That's what I heard. I don't know. I didn't back there.
Yeah, because Scott states he loved watching those 70 videos.
Oh, well, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting. I might go check. Oh, he has a question for you, Johnny.
Since your brother is living in Mindanao, is it really dangerous there, or have you been to Mindanao? Yes. Mindanao is it's the biggest island. It's huge. And so it's almost like saying, is it dangerous in California? There's, you go to South Central LA and you got some rough areas, and San Francisco, and all the big cities, Chicago, they got rough areas. And then same with Mindanao. There's some places that you're not advised to go. I went there. He's got a nice farm there, and he's very hospitable. And yeah, I did go there and visit. I stayed a week with him. Had a great time. And he's not had no safety issues, problems at all. So sometimes news and the reality this is an understatement, is not exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay, good, Scott. I love Mindanao.
Yeah.
Yep. It's more kickback the way I experienced what I did. Right?
Yeah, and I've been to CDO.
Oh, okay. Yep. Well, that's where right near CDO is where Gloria's family is from.
Ah, okay.
It's a kind of a suburb out a little ways. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like I define CDO like a smaller Cebu.
Yeah. But you know what? I was kind of a little bit surprised. It seemed like it was old. Like they had a lot of old buildings and things. So it's maybe one of those cities that's been around since Magellan. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and when I went to CDO, I wanted to go see where General MacArthur landed, but the gate
Yeah.
was locked, and I could just
Really?
see the little thing. So I was a little
Yeah.
disappointed that it was locked because
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing special to look at, but it's special to just for the time in history that you reflect, like,
Right.
wow,
Right.
World
Magellan.
War II,
I
he
mean,
was here.
MacArthur. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a historic place. That's for sure. Yeah.
yeah. So wow. Okay, so Johnny's asking Scott, and Scott, yeah, he's went to, yeah,
Ah.
I know he went to CDO. Okay, and they're having side conversations here. Yep, those were the days. So, yep. So everyone's all wanting to get down there. Yeah, so they all want to, Scott wants to go. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's his preferred island. And yeah, look at this. So we got the side conversation saying hello. Look at this. Isn't this wonderful? Yep. Oh, yeah.
SM downtown.
SM downtown. Yeah. SM downtown is nice. So, yep. So, Cebu. Wow. Okay. So, everyone's having these fun. Yep. So, hopefully they'll answer each other. Oh, look at this. Yep. Highway
99.
99. Yes. Good
Oh
old
man.
99.
Well, I've traveled that highway a few times. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, and let's see. Imagine trying to go up the Grapevine during the winter, and sometimes it closes.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And
So,
then coming from LA to the valley, there's one spot when you start to come over, you see that great old big valley there. Sometimes in the winter, it's all fog. It's fogged in. You're
yeah,
above the fog.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of fog, like since you taught in Porterville, do you ever have a fog delay? Instead of starting at 8, you start at 10 o'clock?
Not in Porterville because it's higher elevation.
Okay.
Now Tulare, it's low, so it has a lot of fog delays, and yeah, you just gotta when it's a foggy day, you gotta watch the news. See
Yeah.
if schools are open or delay. But in Porterville, it's a higher elevation, so they didn't really have that.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember, when I taught a couple years, in Bakersfield, I had to sit there in the morning like, okay, do I leave now or do I not leave?
Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah. Oh
So,
man, the valley is much. Oh, okay.
yeah, good stuff. Oh, look who's here. Agent Scripted. He is a
Talking
walking
about
tour guide.
is he talking
And,
about Tom and Tom's? I thought it was Thailand or something else.
yeah, I thought it was the areas. But yeah. And this is Gio's and Ricky's friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was in Cebu and he's now back in Seattle right now.
Oh, Seattle. I like
Yeah.
Seattle. I was there only a couple times, but
Yeah.
I had good vibes as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. You ever go to ID, International District in Seattle?
I didn't know my way around. I think I did, but I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you see a bunch of Asian restaurants, you're in ID.
Okay. I was an ID, they call it, huh? International District. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I always have to go to Seattle sometimes because my sister lives there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's my reasoning. Oh, okay. So they're asking, yeah, we love all these side conversations. Yep. Morning, evening for you now, because some of them are, evening past. I'm a past student. Okay. So
There
Scott
you
likes
go. Okay.
Dumaguete. Wow. Hopefully
Tom
he'll catch
Toms.
you.
He likes the Tom and Toms.
Yeah. So now everyone's answering each other's questions about, Ayala Mall. Yep. Ooh, but I still got more comments coming here. Wow. Okay. So Age unscripted. Okay, so now we got like a full blown. Oh no! Oh no! I'm losing. Now I know what Paul goes through.
What happened? You can't keep up with the comments. Is that it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It gets to that point now. So yep. So everyone, yeah. So everyone's having a nice conversation. So wow, everyone's catching up.
It's like a little forum. That's nice.
Yeah. So everyone's having their nice forum, so they can yeah, they can always come and say hello to each other. So yep. So everyone's talking about their PM. So let's see if I can get to. Okay. Yeah. Didn't kick you out. Okay. Yes, I'm a loyal subscriber. Yep. Yep. And
What's
that's
up?
Bob. Yeah. So Bob C. I think he's in
Oh,
the East
Bob.
Coast.
Ah, okay. Hey, Bob.
Yep. So there we go. Okay. Yep. So yeah, it's lovely how everybody likes to have a conversations, but I'll check for so many questions. But actually, I have a question about going back to the 1 hour story. Um, in the beginning of the story, I remember it has your mom like scolding Gloria. I mean,
Right. That was pretty accurate.
okay,
Gloria had just come. I mean, symbolically, just got off the boat, right? And she was with, of course, my family. And by the way, I'm going to interject a little bit. The one lady that played my mom in that scene, I saw her at a McDonald's here in Dumaguete.
no way.
I said, I'm sitting there and I said, that looks like, because she's a mestizo, she said, I learned later her dad was Spanish from Spain and her
Mhm.
mom's Filipino. So, but she has more of the Western look. That's why she played
Right.
my mom.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking, I said, that's the one that played my mom. So of course here I'm older than she is, at this point. But I walk over there and she's with some obvious Filipino. I mean, they were Filipino looking Filipinos. And I said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, are you an actress? She looks up like, I don't know if I want to answer that or not. And I said, you played my mom in a movie. And I know she's probably thinking, what? So she said, what movie was it? And I said, well, my name is Bud Brown. And my wife is a Filipino, and it was a story. It's called "My Heart Belongs to You." That was the title of the story. You played my mom, and she said, "Oh yeah." And I think I don't know if she remembered or not. You would think that she would, but she said, "Oh okay." And then I said, "Can I have a selfie?" So we took a little, you know, picture. She's next to me there, so that was pretty good. But in that scene, the only difference was it was my dad who made this comment, but they made it my mom that made. But Gloria, yeah, when you're learning a language, you just learn the basics. Yes, no, black and white. You don't learn the subtle of the diplomatic way of
Exactly.
saying things. So this was our first Thanksgiving, or her first Thanksgiving there in Tulare. And we had the traditional turkey, mashed potatoes, everything that the Filipinos are not used to eating, right? And then my dad, in the movie, it was my mom, but my dad said, well, Gloria, how do you like the meal? And diplomatically, she probably should have said, Dad, I'm not used to this type of food. I'm more used to fish and rice. That would have been
Hmm.
the. But what did she say? I don't like it. Dad looks at me. You need to teach your wife some manners.
Yeah.
Dad,
Yeah.
she's not used to this kind of food. So that
Yeah.
was a scene, all right.
Yeah. And she didn't know the how to put it together.
No, she didn't know how to talk
Yeah.
diplomatically. She just, how do you
No.
like the food? She said, no, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah.
well,
Oh,
go ahead.
go. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to ask the choice of Gloria, the young Gloria. What was your opinion of Gloria?
I thought she was super. I thought she was a super actress. I mean, she really took the role and made Gloria's personality, because she's kind of spunky, and so I'm not gonna, I don't like this. And then the part that really tugged at my heartstrings, even though it was a movie, but and I experienced it when he told her he didn't know she was dyslexic, and so he tells her, makes a list, and Gloria, would you go to the store? Here's some money, and go get a list of things. And she's looking at it like, oh my God, yeah, I can't. I'm having trouble reading. And then when he comes home, and he goes over and he sees the list is still there and the money is still there, and he says, Gloria, what happened? You didn't get the list? And she's looking down like she's so embarrassed. And she said, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm no good. And what? And then he it kind of dawns on him, you can't read? Yeah. She says, no, then I'm going like, Of course, he's kind-hearted and is understanding and teaches her to read. So
Wow.
Well, there's really, and I wanted to mention this, there's really, there's the boss. Let me just tell her real quick that I'm busy right now.
Yeah.
I have. No, we're still talking. Why don't you call back in about an hour? Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I told you don't be calling me on this phone and interrupting me. I wear the pants in this family. I fixed her. Anybody believe that?
I'm just, you're doing good.
Well, what I was going to say was that there were two interviews. One was on Rated K. That was Karina Sanchez.
Okay.
And they came here to Dumaguete and did some filming. But that was one video, and that I forgot what it was called, but Google will know. And then the GMA with the hostess was Mel Chianco.
Okay. So. I remember you mentioned something to me when we were at Sans Rival.
Yeah.
Two young Filipinas went up to Gloria and Dumaguete, and she goes, "Oh my God!" And then Gloria was like, "Hey, it wasn't something." She said, "It wasn't me or something."
Yeah, it was my sister.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw you. We saw you on TV. No, that was my sister. That wasn't me. Do they have a senior coffee in Dumaguete? Okay, here, there's a topic here: senior discounts. In the States, we're used to senior discounts, and here they have senior discounts for Filipino citizen. But a lot of Americans here, I'm a senior, I deserve my senior discount. And so if you browbeat the supervisors long enough, they'll give you a senior discount. But I don't like that. I mean, we've got money, and it's technically for Filipino citizens. Yeah. But we could now. On the other hand, I went to this place called Sideways. I need to do a video of that. It's a new restaurant here called Sideways. And the Filipino lady said, it was a group of guys. She said, you guys are all getting your 20% discount. All right. We didn't ask for it, but she gave it to us. So that's good. So on the senior discount, you could probably get it if you I don't know what to say, but it's cheap enough anyway. So I don't ask for a senior discount.
Yeah. Actually, I know the magic letters to tell them because I have a disabled card.
There you go.
And this is the 3 letters, and do it quietly, calmly. Miss, Mom, I'm PWD.
Yeah.
PWD, you get a 20% discount. But It's for only essential items in the Philippines.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's not a senior then. That's a PWD,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
just for
But that,
everybody's sake, maybe you should say
yeah.
what that is.
Yeah. But that includes, anybody over 60. So they do
Oh,
honor it for
oh.
expats. Just don't be a prick about it.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
just say, I'm PWD, show your ID, and then they'll give you a 20% discount.
Yeah. That's right. But, just being kind and
Yeah.
well mannered will get you through a lot of a
Yeah.
lot of. Well, here's something happened the other day. I'm driving, and normally when you come to a T, in the States, if a car is coming this way, of course you go around. If a car's pulling in here, you wait. We got the regular rules. But as I was coming to this T, there was like a little, not a roadblock, what am I saying? A barrier. There was a barrier in the middle. So there was a little space on this side, a little space on this side of the barrier. So to turn left, I should still get on the space of the right-hand lane and turn. Well, me being me and following the Filipino examples, I get in the left-hand lane to turn left. Well, unfortunately, there was a car coming, and I was headed toward him in the wrong lane for me, and so he had to back up a little bit. And as I pull through, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, I'm going to get it, but I deserve it, so that's okay.
Yeah.
So he rolls down his window, young Filipino guy. He said, "Sir, you should use the other side of the barrier to lane because this is the lane for us coming in." So you know what I did? "I'm sorry." I said, "That's okay."
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. My fault.
Yeah.
That's okay. Him and his wife both said, "That's okay."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Murphy. Hey, look who's here.
Baby May. Wow. Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, baby May. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And tell Paul hello. Unless.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Okay. Real quick. Does that?
Not in general, no. Because they're normally about maybe an hour at the most. That's fine. But the one the other day, and it was scheduled, I should have known. It was 12 hours, 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening. That was kind of, but in general, no, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, the other half is there.
Aha! Oh, oh, so that means we have to take back our "Hello, Baby May."
Oh, Bud, you have to see this.
Uh-oh.
This is for Paul.
It's backwards. The writing is backwards. Oh, I see the microphone. I see what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
He calls it, he wants his name, he calls it the pink gay microphone.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
This is what I'm using right now. This thing works pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It's Snowball,
That's a nice
I
one.
think they call it. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, baby May. Wow. So, yeah, we get all kinds of special people coming along. Yes, much baby May say hugs. Wow. Yeah. Oh, 4,500 expats in 2019 in Dumaguete.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow. So, let's see. Oh, okay. Everyone's giving their. Okay, Roy Jones. Yeah, was just in. Yeah, I was at the live stream this morning at Paul's too. So.
Oh, he was having a live stream?
Yeah.
The same time you were? How rude he is. That's not right, man.
Yeah. No, Paul was very on top of things. He's like, hey, I'm doing this in the morning because I have others that are going to be streaming later. So Paul was on top of it.
All right. Let him get by with Well, if he's watching right now, I got a message for him.
Okay.
You think, is he watching, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Paul, I went up to Valencia the other day. I was going to give you something, but since you didn't return my message, I'm not going to give it to you anymore.
Yeah.
No, I've got a. Let me show you this thing I want to give to Paul. I promised him I'd give it to him. It's a lighting situation.
Oh.
Where did it go? Oh, there it is. See that?
Ooh, that's
That's a
nice.
big light. Yeah. So I've got two of them, and it's kind of like having a cap or a hat. I only have one head, so I only need one.
Yeah.
So I don't need two lights, but I have two of them, so I want to give one to Paul.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do we want to see his face clearer or not? I mean, that may be something that.
It's up to him. Just like in the foot, it's up to you.
That's a real useful Filipino saying. Bahala ka. That means it's up to you. That's what I tell my wife all the time. Well, that's your new Tagalog word today. Bahala ka. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Honey, shall we do this or shall we do that?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah. And plus, I have this stream running through Facebook too. So Tom was in Dumaguete meeting me, Gio, and the guys last time I was here.
This Tom? Tom Lee? Thomas Lee?
Yeah. His nickname is Scuba Tom. He's into scuba diving.
Oh, man. The Philippines is the place to go for scuba. Yeah. That's one of my bucket list. I want to be when I grow up, I want to be a scuba diver.
Yep. I left his stream and then he's here.
Followed you. You couldn't get away from him.
Yeah. No way. Yep, 2,000 bloggers. Aztec. Yeah, that's starting to become that reputation for Dumaguete. Bunch of bloggers.
I didn't know that, but I know it now.
Yeah. Yep. So Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate your kind comments. Very kind of you.
Yeah. McDonald's.
Oh, all right. My new word.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it? Macas or macas?
Yeah. I was thinking Spanish, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I love Aussie speak. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thanks, Daniel.
Yep. Yep. So, yep. I agree, Jeffrey. So everyone's having their nice little conversations. Yeah. So everyone's a fan. Yeah, it's our nice little network here around the thing here. Oh, I don't know if you know this. 555. Sorry. Yes, Macas means McDonald's. Do you know the term 555 in Thailand?
Tell me.
Ha ha ha.
Really?
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
There's five. Is that a number? Is that what it sounds like, or it just?
I think it might be the symbol, but
Oh.
Yeah. So when
Really?
Thais text 555, they're like ha ha ha.
Kind of like LOL. That's a good one. Yeah. I like that. I like learning stuff like that.
Yeah. So you could say, just put 555.
Act like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yep. That's right, Nippon. He never gives any advice.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. It's the wisdom. Yes. The wisdom. Right, Jeffrey? Yep. Technically, it's the second largest after Luzon. Okay.
Oh, for expats? Maybe.
Yeah. I have not been to Davao yet, so that's my next bucket list to drop by there.
I've heard good things about it. All I've heard is good things. I've never been there either. But the bamboo grapevine.
Yeah, so I like to check that out when I get out there. Okay, yes. Gio did a video with Buddy Trip. Yeah, Buddy and a friend of mine is in Guadalajara, Mexico right now.
Ah, Viva Mexico.
Yeah, because that's the only country that's open without the quarantine right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Guadalajara, that's where I went to, when I told you I left in high school, that's where I went to live with the family. It was Guadalajara.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I have a soft spot in my heart for that place.
Yeah, so I know Buddy's been. Yeah, oh, you got your your nice Hawaiian shirt there.
Yeah, it was a gift yesterday. So try it on.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Have you ever been to the coldest place in the food called Latapan in Mindanao?
No, I never even heard of it.
Yeah. When I think of like cooler places, I was thinking Baguio.
Exactly. That's what went through my mind.
Yeah. So might have to look at that.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Not a good time to be in Seattle right now. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I've heard that along. But here's Jason. He says pretty calm. Portland is the hot spot now.
Different hotspots.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep. So in case you're still here, I know Paul's still a busy guy. Yep. Agreed. So yep. So I'm trying to get through the comments, see if anyone has any. So land of management. Oh, here's China Dave. He is from, I know he's been on your stream. He's in Upland, California.
Upland. Ah, very good.
Yeah. So this is a good thing about most of the guys that I see. I do try to remember all the details. Hopefully, I can keep that up before I lose it all.
Too late for me.
Yeah. So, yeah. So as long as I keep my health there, I could try to remember as many people as I can. Yeah. So that was hilarious. So let me see if there's any questions here. So
I'm gonna have to get going shortly.
Yeah. So we'll go a few more minutes. Let's see. Here's a quick question from Surrey Case. So, are you religious or no?
I don't like to talk about politics
Good.
and religion.
Good. Okay. So, okay. And this is my friend Edward from judo class.
Oh.
Back in LA. So I have everything. Let's see. I'm gonna try to end this because it's getting late. I have to get somewhere, and Bud has to do. So
Yeah,
here we're gonna.
You may call me again. So
yeah. So yep. So Paul, yep. Give Bud a call. But guys, I'm sorry I can't get to the rest of the comments. So I want to thank all of you for coming. And Bud, do you have any last minute words for everyone here?
Keep laughing. Keep looking at the positive side of things. That's what I try to do. So I appreciate everybody coming by, and hope you have a great day.
Yeah.
And King, thanks for inviting me too. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on the show. And real quick, everyone, I will have another live stream tomorrow. My friend Ethan, who is a blogger in Thailand and living in Korea. So I'll have him on the show. So look out for the post and the schedule. So I'll schedule it soon. All right. So wherever you are, stay safe and have a great day or evening. Goodbye.